What's up guys, it's Danny, and today we're taking a closer look at the LEGO Star Wars 75220 Sandcrawler. This retailed for $140 back when it released in 2018, and you should be able to get it new for about $180 to $200 at the time of this video. With 1,239 pieces and 6 minifigures, this is definitely a smaller scale from the previous 2 Sandcrawlers that LEGO has made, so we'll be talking about that in the later half of this video, but for now let's take a look at these 6 minifigures. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new for lots more LEGO Star Wars news, building reviews, and shopping hauls. Now the first minifigure here is Farm Boy Luke in his classic Tatooine outfit. This figure has since appeared in Luke's Landspeeder, and Obi-Wan's hut, among other sets, and so he's become pretty worthless. I mean, common. He's become very common. Nonetheless, you got Blondie Boy Luke here with his brown belt and lukewarm expressions. Next up are the Jawas, and one of them has a tattered shirt while the other one has black stains. And these are also somewhat common as they are found in a couple of other recent sets, but I do like how LEGO included 2 different Jawas here, and I kind of wish they included even more of these guys. Next up are the unique figures, and this first one here is a medical droid by the name of 21B. He has a molded body and droid arms for the arms and legs here. He's worth about $20 on his own, and I do like how there's additional detailing with the gray and tan, so this figure actually looks pretty good. R5A2 here is only found in this set as well. In fact, that's the R5. It has a flat dome as opposed to the rounded dome, and I think here we should have gotten R5D4 instead, the red droid with the bad motivator. And lastly, the Ra7 Protocol Droid, very much like the one from the LEGO Star Wars Force Awakens game, the Phantom Limb expansion pack, where this droid sacrifices his life for C-3PO. But this droid looks great. The front and back of the torso print and the legs are just really detailed, and I really like the head mold on these types of droids as well. As for the Sandcrawler, it is rather small in size when comparing it to the 2002 or UCS models, but both of those are easily going to cost over $500, so for a fraction of that price, I think you're getting what you pay for here. This set has lots of play features, and you're going to be able to access all these different parts of the interior. So if we open up this front gate here, you'll see this collecting cart that you can drive down the ramp. It fits really nicely in the space provided here, and this door does open and close on a hinge, which just lines up perfectly and stays closed without any issues. I like too how you can kind of slide the cart out and it just whooshes down the slide. Most of these panels are removable, so to access the middle of the Sandcrawler, you can take the top panel off and pull up on these side panels. And there are 2 axle slots that they fit into, which remind me a lot of the UCS AT-AT now that I'm looking at this, but this was invented first. There is a window on one side, and the other side is not actually a window, so even if you tap on it, nothing is going to happen. So this here is kind of like a droid bay, and there is a control panel here, which adds a very nice amount of detail to an otherwise bland interior space here. I think maybe a couple more details here or there. And there isn't too much space in here either. I mean, you can kind of fit your hands in here and open up these back flaps, but there's not a whole lot of storage space, so maybe you'd want to modify this, unless you're a LEGO purist. But I think this would be a good time to point out that these Sandcrawlers are actually mobile homes to the Jawa clans, and they can actually house up to 150 Jawas, but this model might fit like 10, so just for size comparison. There's a second floor storage area here, and this is where it would have been nice to have some additional crates and scrap parts, as collecting and scrapping is the primary function of this vehicle, and it's basically how the Jawas make a living. And no, they will not give you your shipped parts back. Another feature is the iconic Repulsor Lift that's used to suck up the droids, as seen in A New Hope. However, this set utilizes a very mechanical Technic lift arm to clip onto the droid and fish him aboard. It's functional, but it's no repulsor lift. Moving up to the cockpit, there is room for 2 Jawas to stand side by side, and there are some basic controls, but I think LEGO has since upped their game on some interior details, because this one red mug is just sad, severely lacking. I do like how easy it is, though, to access this area, and I think they've captured the overall shape of the viewport pretty well. By connecting these panels with a ball joint, it's able to angle outwards, and everything fits together really nicely. One aesthetic improvement, however, would have been to add some of that Geonosis reddish brown nougat color to represent rust, as these vehicles were originally used as mining vehicles thousands of years ago. Who would have known? Perhaps even when there was water on Tatooine. As for the top panels and the back panels, they've done a really nice job of adding some additional details through greebling, and I think it just looks really nice. I think the most tedious part of this build was attaching all of the treads, and there are 78 of them, so it took some time, but it was really fun building these 4 tread sections, because you can just pop them onto the bottom, and then they all connect up so that when you turn this gear, you can turn the entire crawler. Now, the turn radius isn't very tight, but like a 5-point turn should get you in the right direction. Now, why treads, you might be wondering? I mean, this is Star Wars, there's space travel. Why limit yourself to a top speed of 19 miles per hour? Well, hovering uses repulsor technology, and while that may work for smaller vehicles like Luke's Landspeeder, the sheer size and weight of this vehicle, let alone the scraps, cargo, and fat Jawas, that would just overclock the engines and thus be too costly to maintain. Treads actually allow for more durable transportation, and they tend to handle the harsh weathering from the desert sandstorms a lot better. And it looks way cooler. Clearly, there are creatures that live in the sand, and the safety and protection that this moving fortress provides is invaluable to the Jawas. But is this set invaluable to your collection? For the minifigure selection, I'd probably give it like a 7.5, as there was no Treadwell droid, no R5 Bad Motivator droid, and it also did include Uncle Owen. For the design techniques and the overall aesthetic, including displayability, I'd probably give this a solid 8. It looks good on the shelf. And for playability, probably also an 8 to an 8.5, as there's plenty of things that you can open up. You have this little cart play feature, and you can actually turn the treads. So this is a great play scale, but you really do get what you pay for, and I think for me, I'd rather go to the UCS scale, because you really do get so much more, and the vehicle is so much larger, which is only right considering this is one of the larger vehicles in universe. For the price I paid, I'm super happy to have this on my shelf and in my collection, so I'll be curious to see what your take is on this set in the comments section below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know, and thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Happy building.